Welcome to Mindshock. This is your host, Bruce McGuire, and we are here. All Hallows Eve, Halloween 2024. Some developments, some craziness, and as always, on lives, we have no idea where we are going to end up. Nobody knows. I don't know, and sometimes we end up in some really, really strange places, conspiratorial, paranormal, occult, or otherwise. So, welcome everyone here in the chat. If you want to help support the Mindshock podcast, help logic and reason return to a world where it is quickly going extinct, some would say, never more evidently than on All Hallows Eve. You can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, this Bruce McGuire channel. Like and share, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. Patrons do get priority for case topological analysis, co-podcast requests. You can also be a guest in the podcast depending on your tier. If you're not getting notifications on YouTube, you can become a Patreon. Even in the free tier, it's completely free. You will get all notifications on lives and new episodes that aren't lives. On Patreon, it appears to work with 100% consistency, unlike YouTube, which, of course, we can say many, many things about. So, how's everybody tonight? We have some usual suspects in the chat. The one and only Justin Johnson, Sarah Catherine, Truth Trollette. What a great name. Jazz Cat Haley. What is everybody up to? Is everybody trick-or-treating and listening to this episode while trick-or-treating? Les Xylophone, another regular. Welcome, welcome. I mean, we could go down some crazy, crazy rabbit holes. We can. We can go through the full moon, oddities. We can go through the Saturn moon matrix. It's been a while. I've had that one in the works for quite a bit. And we could, of course, go through a theory that I mentioned on one of the other Halloween episodes on Mindshock, where I'll drop it here real quick, see what everybody's thoughts are on this one. For those who haven't listened to the old Halloween episodes, I'll be getting those up shortly, as well as the entire catalog. It is obviously taken quite some time. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands of episodes across many different genres, subgenres, etc. So here's the theory. So supposedly, the pagans, who have since gotten a bad name. Now again, what do we know about the mainstream? Whatever's propagated in the mainstream is usually either completely false or greatly represented. So if you saw it on the idiot box or you learned it in an indoctrination facility, it is most likely either completely false or just greatly misrepresented. So, here's the theory. So the pagans, originally Halloween was supposedly a celebration of the ancestors, links to the ancestors for, or whatever, however you want to define that. Either not just the literal ancestors, like people's grandparents, great-grandparents, but even possibly the beings that came before, possibly higher selves in other dimensions that could positively guide these pagans. And this was all co-opted, and the energy that was supposed to be going both ways to positive entities, that all got bastardized. That all got adulterated and perverted into the worship of demons, into the worship of these ghosts and monsters and ghouls and etc. So originally, Samhain and the precursors in the pagan faith, going way, way back, possibly not just one reset, possibly 2 or 3 mud flood resets, whatever you want to call them, previous civilization cycles, And as everything kind of descends into madness and perversion, this holiday, this festival or celebration was also perverted in this way. So now, instead of positive links to ancestors and higher beings that positively could assist the civilization, it's all been flipped to giving the energy to the negative, to the demons and the evil and the negative energies. So what does everybody think about that? How's that for a Halloween theory here on Mindshock? Flat Bob, welcome. Jeff Hunt, welcome. Any thoughts on the Samhain co-opting perversion bastardization of what is now known as Halloween? Bright Yellow, playing Resident Evil as we speak. Giant snake trying to eat me. Truth Trollette saying that is an insane theory. I mean, there's a lot of basis for it, just going back through the origins of Halloween, Samhain, Druids, the Celts, of course. Some believe actually the survivors of Atlantis actually landed in the UK area, those Celtic Isles. So that is one theory that I thought was quite interesting. But yeah, I will let the chat decide which way they want to steer this convo. This live stream, of course, I am down to go down any rabbit holes, no matter how insane they might seem, because we don't fall for logical fallacies here. Certainly not appeal to incredulity logical fallacies. One of the favorites of the normies, the statists, the scientism cultists, the boat lickers, the coincidence theorists, the authority-worshipping cultists that we rightfully chastise here on the channel. Pinto Sack, welcome, welcome. Yes, on this All Hallows Eve, I am going to allow the chat to steer the spooky conversations in whatever direction they see fit, and we will logically discuss in typical Mindshock fashion. Pinto Sack says, my mom banned Halloween 1 year because it was pagan. Pinto Sack, did you just get here? You might want to rewind, because I just went over the pagan co-opting. But that's kind of funny. So it was just 1 year? So 1 year randomly in your childhood? Or 1 year and then banned from henceforth? And then never allowed to be celebrated again? Or was it just one random year and then she forgot about it the next year? Yeah, if you want to rewind, I mean, I kind of went through it. It was a couple minutes. I guess I could do a super quick summary. Basically, modern Halloween is the bastardization and perversion of the original Samhain, which was a positive link to ancestors or possibly even higher dimensional beings, possibly even the higher selves of those pagans themselves, the pagans, the druids, the Celts, whatever. And then that was all co-opted, bastardized, and perverted, like everything else in modern society, into, instead of giving positive energy to positive entities, it went into the negative energy being given to the demons and the ghosts and the ghouls and all things that scare, to further devolve the human species. Okay, Pinto Sack says, just 1 year, then she relaxed on it. People at church told her it was evil. Isn't it? Is Halloween some kind of loose trap for fear? Fear and trauma-based mind control, all fitting in with the tactics, the psychological tactics of the rulers, the controllers, the oppressors. The powers that be, as most call them. Flap says, like most holidays, I used to celebrate them all until I started digging into the origins of them. Now I don't celebrate any holidays. And what do you think, Flap? Do you think Halloween was once an originally a positive holiday, and that it was all perverted and co-opted? So now it's just all negative. I think that might have been the case for actually just about every holiday. So in its current form, the way that the masses, the normies, celebrate obviously would be to the negative spiral. Truth Trollette asks, have you done anything on the process Church of the Final Judgment? Just touched upon super quickly, no deep dive yet, but I'm working on it. It'll probably end up being a series. A lot of stuff to go over there. Flap says, no, not at all. It was corrupt from the get-go, in my opinion. Well, yeah, I'm not even 100% sure. I guess it was either Samhain or the precursor Samhain. So you don't believe the Druids were positive entities? Some people believe the Druids and the Celts were a result of the survivors of Atlantis, like Saint Germain possibly being one of them, who found their way to the British Isles and spread a certain amount of wisdom that built the European civilization. Either the last reset or the one before that, or possibly 3 or 4 prior. I mean, who knows? Pinto Sack says, Bruce, what was your best Halloween costume? Okay, let me get to that in a second. Bright Yellow, has anyone heard of the Nephilim looked like clowns? I am doing a deep dive on that, my friend. That's coming up. And don't forget, clowns or clones. That will be a big focus of mine. I don't see anybody else talking about that. That's too much of a coincidence for yours truly. Okay, what was my best? What do you mean by best? I mean, I worked through the classics way back in the day. Way back in the day. Talking elementary school would have been Superman, which is kind of funny because I never really liked Superman. I was more of a Batman type of guy. Yeah, I mean, the superpowers just felt like cheating, whereas Batman's ingenuity, I mean, that's what it was all about. And Batman was more of an anti-hero tortured soul, which I found more interesting than the kind of the plain Jane Superman. But I don't think maybe, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I don't know, maybe I did do Batman one year. I definitely did Superman. And trying to remember. I mean, I did go trick-or-treating, but I'm not sure I even had real costumes. It probably, I'm guessing, just random grotesque masks that a little kid would find cool or scary. I don't think I really did entire get-up type costumes, like an entire get-up. I think it was just mostly random masks. Not Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers. Just random, like, monsters, like, that weren't part of a franchise. I thought that there were some just, whatever were the creepier looking masks in the Halloween store. But that's going back quite a ways. I actually do not even remember. I think the last year I went trick-or-treating would probably have been somewhere around middle school, just like as a gag, not even really with costumes. So, yeah, it probably would have been elementary school, early elementary school, my last outing. Truth Trollette says, there's a channel that's been deep diving the process here on YouTube. Lots of connections to serial killers. Yeah, you can, what's the name of the channel? You can just put the name of it. Tweak says, I think it's a bad idea teaching kids to take candy from strangers. Well, not just candy. I mean, you're talking about poison, right? Like, most people do not leave out healthy, organic, sugar-free candy. I mean, it's just pure toxic poison from the usual suspect corporations lacing it with who knows what, in addition to all those toxic chemicals. But yes, I mean, yeah, that's really messed up. And that's one of the sick aspects of trick or treat as well. It's like the masters and controllers are laughing at the goofs that send out their children to take poison from strangers, which might have added poison to the regular poison. Tweak says, "Oh man, you seen those Batman cat videos? Meow, 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 meow. No, I have not. No, I have not." Flap Bob says, "Best Halloween I ever had, I was dressed up as a jester. And we all got hammered, drunk, and there were lots of girls wearing skimpy outfits. Angels and demons. It was lit." You know what a cool costume... Well, I thought it was cool at the time. Now I realize how messed up it was. But some girl, this would have been somewhere around high school, I guess, was dressed... So there's quite a few skimpy outfits, which is a whole nother topic for females in Halloween. But so a lot of them dressed up like whatever, naughty angels or whatever, dark angels. There was one costume where this girl was literally half and half. So some kind of like a weird Victoria's Secret type getup, but half of it was like black and red and dark, and the other half was white. And there might have been something on the shoulder. It wasn't like a good angel, bad angel, but it was some kind of non-characterized version of that. I don't even remember, but that was kind of interesting because then she was kind of saying she was both, whereas most of the other girls were one or the other. Pinto Sack asks, Kremmer's Froon Part 3 when? I'm still going through the archive, man. It's taken some time to get that I want to get that organized and uploaded as soon as possible. That's why I've been kind of away for a bit trying to get all that done. It's quite an undertaking. But yeah, no, it's coming. That'll be... I have another Delphi episode. I have to release a new Delphi episode soon as well. I might be doing the Delphi one first, but then Kremmer's Froon Part 3 will definitely be up there. Those are priorities. Brittany says, I never let my son eat candy. I would eat his Halloween candy. Oh, take one for the team, mama. That's how you do it. Or you could have just thrown it in the trash. But Justin says, my mom always went cheap on costumes, yet always had good results, like Oatmeal Man. Yeah, there's some creative ones out there. Definitely quite a few creative ones by mothers who don't want to spend money and give their hard-earned money to corporations to give energy to demons in the ritual known as Halloween. Brittany says, I was a glow stick once, hot pink. How did that work? So the entire costume was a glow stick? So it was like you were one giant glowing tube? That actually sounds kind of cool. I can't imagine that, though. So it was actually... Like, how did it glow exactly? Or was it just a compilation of tons of glow sticks? Sarah says, there is a house in my town that gives out full-sized Snicker candy bars to kids, and they get hundreds of kids. Yeah, hundreds of cavities, too. Not to mention immune system damage. Jeff says, put a hole in a cheap coffee table, add suspenders, wear a lampshade, one-night stand. You know, it was always like the most ridiculous costume I've ever seen. And okay, so all the film aficionados in the chat, what was the origin of this costume? Hold on, I'll put it on the screen in a second. Just give me a second here, getting the best, I mean, this is kind of weird. This is kind of weird. So, see if this works here. So, Ralph Macchio, this goof dressed up as a shower? Like, with the shower head faucet and everything. I mean, wow. I think I saw it in another movie, but I'm not sure. So, Karate Kid. That was 84. So, I want to say I thought I had seen it in a movie preceding this. Like one of those old zany comedy movies from possibly the late 70s or early 80s. Not really sure. But yeah, if there's any film aficionados in the chat. Oh, Justin Johnson called it before I put up the image. That's funny. So Brittany says corset or peanut butter cups. Corset, basically duct tape dress, wrapped me in a glowing red tape, and I had a glow stick crown around my head with some of my arms. So glowing tape is a thing? What year was this? I don't know this glowing tape. That sounds cool. I want to buy some. Just to have fun with it, not even for Halloween. I didn't know glowing tape was a thing. Where have I been? So how long has glowing tape been a thing? That sounds pretty cool. Plastic wrap under the tape. Flashbacks, cut it off at the end of the night. Pinto Sack says, second time I ever hung out with my wife, it was at a Halloween party. I was dressed up in a custom penis costume, complete with balls. Lucky that didn't scare her off. Crude indeed, Pinto Sack. Crude indeed. This shower is more classy than that. Flat Bob says, I saw a kid dressed up as a giant gift wrap box with a bow, and it had a tag on it saying, 2 women from God. Justin says, at least 10 years. Yeah, Brittany says, like 2011. How have I not seen any glowing red tape? That just sounds like fun. Glowing tape. Let me look that up. I'm gonna buy some glowing tape. Wow, that is so cool. How did I not know about the existence of glowing tape? I think I've been spending too much time researching all of these ancient occult secret societies. I haven't had enough time to enjoy glowing tape. I mean, wow. I'm gonna go buy a ton of this stuff tomorrow and play with it. How did I not know about the existence of this? They got all sorts of... Oh man, this is so cool. And people also using it to like design their basements and stuff, or outdoor areas for nighttime setups. That is so cool. How have I never seen this? Man, this is weird. Was I Mandela warped or something in some kind of dimension where this never existed and now I'm back? I don't recall ever seeing this. Truth Trollette says I've never heard of it either. Okay. I mean, it's so cool though. I'm having trouble. Like, how did I not know about this? Like, I would think I would have seen this somewhere. It's just such a cool concept. Let me check out these prices. Wow, some of these are only $8.99 a roll, all different colors. Man, this is awesome. Big thanks to Brittany for for making me aware of the existence of glow-in-the-dark tape. I mean, this must be one of the greatest inventions in human history. I mean, you could do just about anything with this stuff. I mean, this is so cool. I mean, I have no idea how I didn't know. At least I knew what glow sticks were, though. I haven't seen glow sticks in a while either, but they were quite popular. Somewhere around the early 2000s, they were pretty much everywhere. But, yeah. Pinto Sack asks, have you discussed Devil's Night? Devil's Night as in relation to Mischief Night. So it looks like Detroit Devil's Night is that primarily a Detroit lexicon? Is that Detroit lingo? Because that's what it says here. But yeah, I went over Mischief Night on one of the very first Mindshock Halloween episodes. Seems like another offering of negative energy to the demons. Yeah, I'm still raving about this glow in the dark tape. I mean, what a great invention. I mean, this is so. How have I never seen this? I'm guessing I probably have seen it. I just haven't. I didn't. I must have not realized it was tape. Cause, yeah, I mean, this is weird. Hmm. So, who wants to know? I just found the patent for luminescent adhesive tape. 1939. With applications starting in 1942. Huh. Man, this might be some Mandela invention. Justin Johnson saying glow tape can cure cancer. Flat Bob says, I won't lie, Bruce, I haven't seen it either. Man, I think I might have to start a whole podcast series on glow-in-the-dark tape. I mean, hold on a second. If they're doing luminescent adhesive tape in 1939, let me see when regular adhesive tape was invented. 1845. Wow, rubber adhesive invented by a surgeon. In 4000 BC, earthenware pots were mended with tree sap adhesive. 1750, Britain issued the first patent for an adhesive which was fish-based glue. 1923, Richard Drew, a sales rep at 3M, invented the first waterproof, transparent adhesive tape. Interesting. But yeah, 1845, Horace Day invented adhesive tape, and not even 100 years later, we have luminescent adhesive tape. So where should we be right now, according to this? According to this, what kind of tape should we have by now? Because if luminescent tape was patented in 1939, I mean, we should have tape playing videos and audio now. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do have those. And again, I did not think we were going down luminescent adhesive tape rabbit holes for this Halloween podcast. I mean, this is pretty crazy. That's what's so fun about these. We have no idea where they're going to get up. We're going to end up. Brittany says, did you know ruby and sapphire are the same thing and they glow? Man, if we go down some of these rabbit holes with... Now, I'm a little bit rusty, actually, on my gemstone terminology. I actually read a really interesting book on gemstones a while ago. It's also pretty interesting where in this realm, on the map of the realm, certain gemstones are produced versus other gemstones. Maybe I'll do a podcast on that as well, but it's just really interesting, the layout Now, obviously, that doesn't mean they don't exist elsewhere. This is only to the knowledge of, I guess you'd call it the establishment. But, yeah, various mineral, or corundum is a crystalline form of aluminum oxide containing traces of iron, titanium, vanadium, and chromium. It's a rock-forming mineral. Yeah, supposedly they also store a lot of data, so that's actually really interesting. But, yeah, rubies are generally reddish, and sapphires are generally blue or pink. But actually, no, it looks like there are certain types that are orange, pink, red as well. But yeah, most of the time people think sapphire, they're thinking blue. Most of the time people think ruby, they're thinking red. But plenty of variations, of course. But yeah, gemstones are really, really fascinating. I don't know, should we go down a gemstone rabbit hole on Mindshock for Halloween? Well, let's make a connection here. Let's go to specifically Halloween and the occult use of gemstones. It's a pretty short blog entry here on goldarts.co.uk. I'll go over this article right here. We'll go down, at least we'll make it a Halloween flavored rabbit hole regarding gemstones. Tweak says, my gem of choice is the emerald. Pinto Sack asked, Bruce, did you hand out apples tonight? Nah, I'm more of a stay off my land type of guy. Also, it'd probably surprise no one that one of my locations is a DIY bunker in the middle of nowhere. So no trick-or-treaters here, my friends. Brittany says, my boyfriend at the time drank the water in a geode we opened. And what happened to him? Tweak says, roller jam. Wow. Are we gonna go down into the roller jam rabbit hole? I actually was able to find a ton of VHS footage online. I mean, man, they need to have all the roller jam seasons out on 4K Blu-ray. What are they thinking? I mean, this is one of the greatest missed opportunities in entertainment. What is more entertaining than pro wrestling on rollerblades? I mean, come on. Can anybody think of something more entertaining than that? Val says, Bruce, they will never let you moderate a debate because you would reveal the whole truth to the world. Which truth? Which one? Quite a lot of truths, supposedly. I'm still going to be moderating the debates. It's just going to take some time to get the archive up and get that going again. There was a PhD who contacted me who is willing to defend the globe. And willing to, or at least the individual says they are willing to adhere to no logical fallacies and the rules of the debate. Flat Bob says, Roller Jam is awesome. We should go into that, but only if it was a special Halloween episode where everybody's roller skating in costumes. Okay, my friend, let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on, let's go. Because I don't know if there is one, but I actually downloaded a ton of just old VHSs that were digitized. And I wonder if at least one of them is a Halloween episode. I would think there would be. Out of all the broadcasts, I would think there would be. So let me check that. But let's go over this Halloween gemstone connection. Tweak says Bruce gives out free shotgun shells. Oh, man. Brittany says, OMG, I have seen these white triangles that I felt were sucking my energy out, where I felt like I was going to pass out. I was so bad. I think there was a cult thing because I am a target. Wait a second. Where was this? Are all of your comments coming through? Used to dig up gemstones. Okay, where? What white triangles where? Truth Trollette says, I prefer onyx. Well, also, in the spiritual realm, supposedly you're supposed to be drawn to a gemstone. Like, for example, if you go into some kind of store with gemstones, you should have some kind of intuition or drawing feeling to a particular stone. And some people connect it with Zodiac, but I'm not sure about that because the whole Zodiac might be whack in terms of not aligned with our 12-month calendar versus whatever the natural calendar is. So some people say 10 months, some people say 13, 28 days, whatever. I mean, there's just so much to that skew. But yeah, supposedly you're supposed to have some kind of intuition to which stone you should be drawn to. Oh, that's interesting. Justin Johnson says, I hear they slow production of mining diamonds to keep them rare. That's interesting. Flat Bob says there's nothing more entertaining. I mean, can anybody think of anything more entertaining than pro wrestling on rollerblades? And it's pretty much, the clips we went over, it looked like they were very feminist-minded as well. I mean, men and women looked like they were being treated as equals in all the body slamming. Okay. Brittany says, I saw them in Boone, IA. What is IA? Is that Iowa? I don't even know. Yeah, IA is Iowa. Okay. I don't know much about Iowa. A lot of shady political stuff going on there, and the Johnny Gosh disappearance. I have been wanting to find info on these white triangles or pyramids. It was very real, so intense. It must have been some man-made alteration to affect the EMF of humans to be that powerful. This was a weapon, a direct energy weapon, but looked like a pyramid. Boone, Iowa. So wait a second, is this like out in the middle of the woods while you were gemstone hunting? Or, I mean, where exactly was it? Military base? Like, what's... If it was just out in the middle of nowhere in the woods, that would be really weird. Brittany continues, I wanted to get away from this like danger. Truth Trollette says, it's the energy in the stone if it has a frequency that's corresponding to yours. Twig says, maybe if they did it on ice. Whoa, roller jam on ice? Oh, that would be interesting and deadly. With the blades, that might be too deadly. That's why they didn't do that. That just has deadly written all over it. This has got to be one of the craziest chats ever. We're talking about gemstone energy and roller jam on ice. I think in the history of humanity, we might be safe to say that this conversation has never happened quite. Any conversation has ever happened quite like this before. Brittany says, I am connected to Evansdale murders from my family. This is a cult connected to the Delphi murders. Do you believe Evansdale and Delphi are both connected? So are these same cult or different cults overlapping? Flat Bob says, Roller Jam Winter Edition. Oh, wow. Brittany says, I parked in a lot and was sitting in my car and saw a girl walk out of a building with it. The other one was on top of a house. It's like suburbs? That's pretty weird. That's definitely weird. I don't know. That might actually be more weird than in the woods in the middle of nowhere. I mean, that's weird. Alright, let me go through this Gemstone Halloween blog post, and then we'll see if there's any Halloween-themed roller jam for this edition of Halloween 2024 on Mindshock. So this is goldarts.co.uk, September 25th, 2019, Halloween, and the occult use of gemstones, fantastical stories of magic mystery, and some very peculiar powers of gemstones. With Halloween just around the corner, what could be better than to explore the legends, superstitions, mystical energy, and occult powers of gemstones? I'm gonna get an image of some gemstones on the screen to set the mood. A lot of different gemstones out there. Supposedly a lot of them, supposedly some of them correspond to months as well. But of course, if the entire calendar system is messed up, that might not be quite that accurate. I mean, it is kind of brilliant. If you're the masters and controllers and you want to just cause mass confusion across the board, I mean, screwing up the calendar is just such a great way to do it, because then everything is going to be whack. So, we're talking Karate Kid costume of the shower, we're talking gemstones, and we're talking roller jam here on Mindshock 2024 Halloween edition. Oh man. Oh man. It was once said. Oh, well, actually, one more thing here. Wonderful folklore surrounds gemstones, filtering into the mythologies of religion, philosophy, magic, and healing therapies. It was once said that the earth had an aura, brilliant and pulsing color and energy, and the fall of man shattered the aura, and it fell to earth, crystallizing deep within the earth crust, and formed the gemstones we mine today. Now, I cannot take responsibility for the accuracy of this tale, but even the most unromantic gemologist can't help but describe gemstones with terminology such as life and energy. Gemologists? That's the first time I've heard that term, but that sounds kind of cool. It is impossible not to be in awe of the dull, lifeless mineral dug up from within the earth, magically transforming into a rainbow in your hand, and with just the act of polishing. The rarity, variety, and unique optical properties of gemstones has played a key part in them being attributed mystical, healing, and therapeutic powers. But with Halloween approaching, let's focus on some of the more fantastical stories of magic mystery and peculiar powers of gemstones. So, who has heard about the Lee Penny, the amulet to cure disease, especially in cattle? So let's go over the gemstone known as the Lee Penny. Run Boston Bear in the chat. Welcome, welcome. And if you guys want to subscribe to Brittany's channel, it is youtube.com/@itsbrittanyb with two T's. ITSBRITTNEYB. Brittany also said, "I have proof. Heather Collins is friends with my mom. That is the mother of one of the victims. I found a Rushville address on her background report, connected it to Johnny Messer." Truth Trollette says, we can mix in the WH Halloween party symbolism mocking those of us that know. What is the WH party? WH? White House? The White House Halloween party? What? Biden was biting a baby dressed as a chicken? What kind of weird reality are we living in? I don't think I even want to look at this. What the heck? I mean, this is dark stuff. I mean, this is really dark. I mean, what a lunatic. What a loon. Now people aren't going to believe what's going on at these White House parties. But this is some wacky stuff. I mean, look at this loon. I mean, whether that's the real Biden or not, look at that loon. Man, not a party I would like to go to. Definitely not. I mean, who would bring their children to Biden? I mean, that's kind of... Wow. That's weird. Truth Trollette says he was biting two different babies. They had a panda and a guy with a pizza box over his head on his shoulders. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't think we're going to go down that rabbit hole. Let me continue with these gemstones. The Lee Penny. This magical amulet is documented as being obtained as part of the ransom from a wealthy Moorish emir. Is it emir or emir? Captured during the Crusades, Sir Simon Locard took the amulet as part of a ransom payment from the emir's mother, who told of its healing powers. Returning to Lee Castle in 1330, Sir Simon gave the amulet to his heirs. The heart-shaped deep red gemstone has been set in an old silver coin, and it has thus become the Lee Penny. It is believed to have mystical healing properties. First noted in the healing of cattle, the penny must be dangled from a chain, dipped into water 3 times, so not once, not twice, but thrice. Then swirled in the water, and importantly, no words must be spoken and no payment taken. The cattle that drink the water will be cured of all infectious diseases. News of this miracle cure traveled in the reign of Charles I. The people of Newcastle took loan of the penny for a deposit of £6,000 to cure the plague affecting the population. The penny was so effective they asked to buy it, but the Laird of Lee would not part with the heirloom. Another documented success was the well, didn't they violate that? They said no payment must be taken, but it worked anyway? Another documented success was the recovery of Lady Baird of Sauchton Hall, near Edinburgh, who was bitten by a mad dog and sent for the Lee Penny. She drank and bathed in its magical water and made a full recovery from hydrophobia. Hydrophobia? Wouldn't that be a fear of water? Hydrophobia is a late-stage symptom of rabies, a viral disease that causes encephalitis in humans and other mammals. Oh, so hydrophobia is characterized by a fear of water and painful muscle spasms in the throat. It's an interesting combo. In the late 17th century, Sir James Lockhart was accused of witchcraft and the superstitious use of a stone, but as no words were spoken during the ceremony, he was found not guilty of witchcraft and not sentenced to death. That's curious. So apparently these people believed you couldn't practice witchcraft if you were talking. Even in the 19th century, it was not uncommon for every barn to have a bottle of Lee Penny water to be used for sick livestock. Very interesting. What does everybody think about this Lee Penny? Truth Trollette says they used to put silver coins in water to purify back in the old days, antimicrobial. Yes, silver. I talked about that, I believe, on the werewolf episode. I gotta get that back up. On how silver, if a lot of this disease is caused by demons, then the allergy to silver might make sense. Sarah says, there was a hospital that I would go to a lot when I was little, and it was haunted. The children that died in the hospital haunted it because patients would see spirits in their rooms at night. Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Is there any movie like that? Because I do remember the movie, there was a movie, The Orphanage. So there's plenty of movies with haunted hospitals, but I'm not sure about children specifically, like a children's hospital. Oh, you're not saying it was a children's hospital. It was a regular hospital, but the children that died in the hospital were the ones haunting it. Heracles says, I've been shanghaied into a card game on break now. Shanghaied. Well, I can't remember the last time I heard that term. Wow. Hope you're doing well. We're going into some really interesting rabbit holes. We might be even going down a Halloween roller jam rabbit hole. Justin says, would love to see a stream on the Illuminati card game. In the works for quite a few years now, so I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with my deep dive on that one. It's been in the works for quite some time. I wanted to make sure it was absolutely comprehensive. Exhaustive and comprehensive in typical Mindshock fashion. Can gemstones predict the future? It is believed by some that the brilliance and color of gemstones can change in accordance with the health, future, and destiny of the wearer. If a ruby is worn and it changes color, this could be a warning that a misfortune is about to befall you. A gentleman called Wolfgangus Gabelschweris, what a name, describes his personal experience of a ruby changing its color. Quote, on the 5th of December, 1600, as I was going with my beloved wife Katharina from Stuttgart to Cabina, I noticed that a very fine ruby, which I wore in a ring given to me by Katharina, lost repeatedly its color, assuming a somber blackish hue. This lasted over several days. I drew the ring from my finger and placed it in a casket. I warned my wife that some evil followed her or me, and truly I was not deceived, for within a few days she was taken mortally sick. After her death, the ruby resumed its normal color and brilliance. Wow, that's weird. In the Middle Ages, sapphires were used as a testing stone for married women. If she wore the stone and it lost its color, it would signify the wife's infidelity. It has also been said that an emerald may change its color to denote an unfaithful partner or deception. Aquamarine was used for fortune-telling by suspending it over a bowl of water with letters around the edge. The aquamarine would spell out answers, much like a Middle Ages Ouija board. Interesting. Okay, so wait, hold on a second. Is the whole nature of proposing to a woman with a ring, is it supposed to have some kind of gemstone? That way the proposer could know if she would be a faithful wife. Is that the true origin of proposing with a stone in a ring? Flat Bob asks, when are you going to monetize the channel? Yeah, I'll start memberships and all that pretty soon. I just kind of wanted to figure out the archive situation. Sarah says, yes, regular hospital. The spirits would only visit patients that were dying. It started happening so frequently that the hospital took records of it. Is that like the episode of House MD where this cat visits all the patients that are about to die? That was a good episode. Man, I think I talk about House MD way too much on this channel. I think it's like the third or fourth time I brought it up on a live. I even played clips from the show before. Tweak says you can vaporize diamonds. I think it's like inside an argon tube or something like that. Yeah, I think I've seen something like that too. Flapop says, yes, sir, I've heard many stories like that. There was one hospital that had a cat that could see death. Whenever the cat walked into a room, the patient would die within the day. Heracles says, House was great. Pretty well-written show, yeah. Tweak says, House, Roadhouse. The crossover that never happened that probably could have saved Hollywood from spiraling. I mean, wow, yeah, we really missed out. If House, the only thing, I mean, if you haven't checked out the Steven Seagal Yeti podcast that I did recently, another thing that could have saved Hollywood and swept the Academy Awards, if there was a House Roadhouse crossover. I mean, what could be more entertaining than that? Just the PayPal for now, Justin Johnson. Heracles says, I model my personality after Dr. House. Does anybody here want to see a doctor or a house deep dive? Because that's one of the most interestingly written shows for a few different reasons. It is a little bit inconsistent. I don't want to give any spoilers, but has everyone here even seen the entire House run? Because I've seen every episode. Quite a few episodes more than once. And no, I am not a fan of Big Pharma, the entire cartel, or the modern healthcare industry in any way. People who listen to the show should know that. But that show was hilarious. It did have an interest. There were still quite a few logical fallacies within the show, but it was interesting to examine because unlike other shows that are, I mean, they're in the negatives, at least House would appear to keep in mind certain fallacies, even though they fell for others. I'm talking about the writers. The character himself was also uneven, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's some issues with the last few seasons. None that don't make it watchable, or don't make it unwatchable. But, yeah. Flat Bob says, I've never seen a full episode. Truth Trollette says, I would like it. Heracles definitely wants it. Yeah, House's personality was so interesting, because sometimes he really would be so benevolent, and other times he'd be quite dark. Truth Trollette says, my memory sucks. I had issues in school because I have trouble memorizing. Heracles says, yeah, I think they went further than planned. I'm actually not sure about the amount of seasons envisioned. They were actually going to do one more, and then they cut it. They cut the last one short, because they definitely were going to do one more. I'm not sure how many they planned in the early seasons. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about some certain plot points and things like that, but it could have been a lot better than it was, but it's still, in my opinion, probably one of the best finales. They did so many interesting things in that show. But anyway, yeah, maybe we'll do one. I'll do a poll in the community tab, but that's not really Halloween related. They also didn't really have a lot of Halloween episodes. I think they only had yeah, I don't even think they did one. I don't think they did one every season. They might have only done maybe even less than half the seasons. I don't remember. Brittany says, I did too. Found out I had ADD and Asperger's later and did so much better in school with meds. Well, school's not really designed to help children. So there's that. There was a study that showed, I always forget the name of it. I actually knew it at one point. It was some kind of 20-plus year study where they found that children entering kindergarten were 90+% geniuses with creative problem-solving abilities. And by the time they graduated high school, that dropped to under 5%. So school literally indoctrinated the genius right out of the majority of children. So, okay, let's continue here. With the gemstones. In the Middle Ages, sapphires were used as a testing... Okay, I just went over that. Can a gemstone protect you from evil this Halloween? The healing and protective qualities of gemstones are widely remarked upon and attributed to traditions from many cultures. Some of the more entertaining and obscure include pearl divers wearing pearls to ward off sharks, and cat's eye should be worn by rulers and politicians as it warns of or dangers and troubles. Jet, used therapeutically, can be of help with flatulence, indigestion, epilepsy, and temper. Malachite can prevent your child from having nightmares, and amethyst protects you from drunkenness. Opals have been said to have teleportation powers and may suddenly disappear only to reappear weeks later. I haven't heard that before. Magician's rings, called the Ring of Strength, contained 7 gemstones set in a circle. Who knows about this? Magician rings. What does everybody think about the theory that gemstones are basically the aura of the earth? So this is 7 gemstones in a circle: ruby, emerald, selenite, amethyst, onyx, turquoise, and agate, with the center stone being the magician's birthstone. Philadelphus tells us, quote, "Wear it and fear no man, for thou wilt be invincible as Achilles." End quote. Today you can buy modern Egyptian magic Kali rings, which have 9 stones attributed to the 9 planetary forces, which can apparently bring you everything you dream of, from wealth, success, and power. So this Halloween, will gemstones really become omens of evil that may bestow the wearer with ill luck, ill health, or supernatural powers? Ignore them at your peril. Insert evil laugh. So what does everybody think of this? So if gemstones really are the frequency of the aura of a healthy earth before the fall of man, and they can help you in great ways, is this unnatural help? Like, how would this, because obviously this isn't making a deal with the devil, is this the positive way to get good fortune as opposed to selling your soul? Or do people think all of this gemstone stuff is also satanic? Brittany says, teaching yourself is where you will do better, probably. You have to be interested in the subject, too. Yes. An autodidactic. Truth Trollette says, had trouble reading and writing due to slight dyslexia, but they didn't diagnose me. I figured it out myself. I mean, I actually have dyslexia that comes and goes. It's kind of weird. Most of the time I don't have it, but yeah, it's weird. Sometimes it comes and it's pretty bad, and then it just goes away completely. And then it won't rear its ugly head for, it could be years. And then it comes back for a few weeks, and then it's gone again. Flat Bob says, I wouldn't say satanic, more occultish. So whatever does everybody think? Oh, awesome town Matt in here. What does everybody think with these gemstones? I think it's quite interesting. The theory that this was the aura, the frequencies of the aura of the earth, and these energies can be utilized for good, or I suppose they can be utilized for evil as well. But they're kind of truth revealers or truth power boosters. We could probably define them as such. Flatbob says, well, let's get a bunch of gems and crystals and see what happens. I mean, I think it's quite interesting, especially if the origin... of a wedding ring. Let me look up the the establishment origin of engagement ring. Because that would be interesting if it was just testing the woman's loyalty. The engagement ring, also known as the betrothal ring, a ring indicating that the person wearing it is engaged to be married. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really say. Wikipedia wouldn't give the good stuff. Hmm. And then, of course, they switched over to diamonds, but yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. And if the true origin was before the last reset, then they might not even have known. Yeah, Brittany talking about the false prophets in the corrupt churches. Awesome Town Matt says, I've never had lysdexia. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what I got. Any final thoughts here on Gemstones? And let's see what I can find if there's any Halloween roller jam in this archive I found. So, this is interesting. Roller Jam USA. Guess that's just kind of like a rank, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a manual check here. Nothing's popping up online, so let me go through here. That would be pretty cool if there was at least one Roller Jam episode. Halloween edition. Oh, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Oh man, some of these have no... Oh wait, hold on. They do have audio. Oh man, this is so vicious. I'm gonna have to put this up here. Okay, hold on. Well, these files are huge too. It's like an old archive. It's like hundreds of megs for just a couple minutes. But yeah, did anybody have any final thoughts on the Gemstones? Man, we're only an hour into the stream. It feels so much longer for some reason. Flat Bob says, no, get to the roller jam. Hold your horses. Yeah, these aren't labeled well. I just downloaded like a bunch of VHSs from broadcasts, but let's see here. Okay. gonna take me a couple minutes to go through here. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if they had anything Halloween here. Let's see. I'm not sure if we watched this one clip. I had this compilation here. Oh wow, maybe we watched it, maybe we didn't, but I'll put it on the screen again. 'Cause it's pretty cool. It's good stuff. Some highly entertaining stuff here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't see here. I don't see anything Halloween. Yeah, I don't know why this is so entertaining. As soon as I start watching some Roller Jam, I mean, 5 hours goes by. If there was a Halloween episode, it doesn't look like they wore costumes, though, just from all the clips I'm looking at. So even if there was a Roller Jam game, it doesn't look like they wore costumes. Okay, so couple clips we gotta watch. Oh, let's look at a commercial first. Here's an old school Roller Jam commercial to set the stage here for what we are about to witness. I mean, this might be just the absolute greatest entertainment-based sport that ever existed in the history of mankind. I mean, I really can't think of anything more entertaining. Alright, it's going on the screen right now. The year was 1999. One of the last great years. So who's ready for this epic Roller Jam commercial, followed by some truly epic highlights? Let's watch.
good guys and bad guys.
Our purpose is to rid the
Stand by for bad on the next Roller Jam. It's good guys and bad guys.
Our purpose is to rid the WSL of all the wimps, the pretty boys who get in our way.
Good versus evil. And the Quakes are ready to rumble. A grudge match, bad blood, conspiracy.
I have no comment on that.
The Enforcers.
I don't think it's fair.
The Quakes. Roller Jam. Friday at 8, 7 Central on TNN.
I mean, look at all that epic greatness that is Roller Jam. Yes, fair use. Everything is fair use here, of course. Miniature Warehouse says, OMG Bruce, I thought you were dead. How did I not check this channel? Yes, this is the Bruce McGuire channel, Mindshock 2.0. Flat Bob says, Steven Seagal and the Yeti battle it out in Roller Jam. There you go. That should be part 2 of the Yeti movie. So Bigfoot kills the Yeti in the Himalayas. Not Bigfoot kills the Yeti. Seagal kills the Yeti in the Himalayas. Goes back, becomes a Roller Jam superstar, which is obviously not a stretch of the imagination in any way. And the Yeti's family tracks him down in the U.S., enters the Roller Jam competition for vengeance. I mean, is there any other movie that would even get a single Academy Award if they made that? Justin says, Steven Seagal on Roller Jams and Bruce is done for. Yeah, Brittany says, people always misinterpret the popular verse, money is the root of all evils, but it actually reads, the love of money is the root of all evils. Yes. Yeah, I actually talked about that on some episodes before. I just found something really wild. Oh man, we gotta watch this. The Roller Jam was actually way more like pro wrestling than I ever remember. I mean, just absolute insanity across the board. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking through some of the Halloween episodes, or episodes that aired around Halloween. It doesn't. They don't wear costumes. I don't see anything, any kind of Halloween flair. I mean, I'm not listening to the audio. Maybe they might say, "Oh, it's Halloween," but I don't see anything specific to Halloween. But let's look at some highlights here of the insanity that is Roller Jam. So, let's see here. Okay, let's get back into this. Hope everybody's sitting down for this. You're in for a treat. Let me know if the audio doesn't work.
Speaking of mental illness, Kenneth Logue's luxury skybox, she was having a good time talking about it, but Amanda didn't think too much of it, did she? Matthews offered back, and Blitch sets up, and Blitch takes Matthews down, and I mean hard. That happened on the other end of the track, and we can hear it, and now Timber. Oh, look out. But if they're all like this, you'll never get there.
No, you can't take that kind of abuse through a whole season, and then what follows it up to with the Timber, like you said, Roy, there you go.
Full weight right down on her back. Conomac and Matthews are tooth and nail. Oh, Jamie.
Blowing in the air there.
So did Shea Brown. He's out of there? No, because Shea Brown railed her.
Got to give edge Conomac.
Although you wouldn't know it by that, would you?
No, you're right.
Obviously can block as well as Jan, but now she's going to get dumped by Conomac. That's all they gave her. But here's a big play by the Quakes. Stacy Blitch and Conomac just dragging her by the head just about.
I've been talking to a lot of cool people online, a lot of females, you know, guys a little bit, but actually, I've been talking to a guy in prison.
Game with you that was in prison. Does he even practice with your team?
He don't need to practice, man.
It's Mo Sanders.
I think his stamina will be to bed. He's that good. Look at that. You talk about good. Oh, my goodness. What a call. Me too, Jason. You're not getting by without a fight. Boy, look at Atkinson work him over. Oh, did you hear that collision? And look, now there's the convict, Devo. He's all up in his seat, and his job, obviously, is to...
I mean, check out the level of madness. I mean, is it just me, or is this somehow more entertaining than regular pro wrestling? Because there's no mats, there's no soft canvas. I mean, these guys are just going crazy on all these hard surfaces in rollerblades, maximizing the momentum, maximizing the velocity, hence maximizing impact force. Forces, of course, mass times acceleration, and we are getting a whole lot of force here. Justin says they need weapons like nunchucks. Oh man, that would be cool. It would be like, what was his name? Was it Steve Blackman? The guy with the nunchucks in the WWF all those years ago? Was it Steve Blackman? That sounds familiar. Lord Zed, welcome, welcome. On this special edition, where we're looking at Roller Jam. We went over Gemstones. We went over Halloween costumes like the Karate Kid shower and Biden biting babies at the White House Halloween party. And now we are, of course, going to Roller Jam. I mean, the logical progression of these topics always ends in Roller Jam.
Oh, man, being stars right now. Did you hear that, Mark?
Oh, God, you see it.
What hints? Sanders, look, usually he's gabbing, he's talking, he's bragging, but oh, look at that collision. Devo, where did he come from? Boy, I'd like to send him back wherever he was.
I win. I keep the belt, and you stay away from my sister.
I'm accepting your challenge because I've been hunting you down for the longest. We're going to do this.
Race between Jason McDaniel and Mo Sanders. If they wanted to, that didn't mean much. It's like the early stages of a great horse race. And there's a great...
Playing the first half of this game. And look, what's Mo Sanders doing?
Oh, he's taking the jersey off. He's ripping his orange hot dice jersey off. Sanders has done it. He's got that jersey, and look out, Mo! Oh! Here comes McDaniel again. He uses the jersey. Here comes McDaniel again, is right. Oh, they both go over the rail. They're both off the track. Trying to unbuckle Jason McDaniel's skates. Jason's kicking, trying to get away from him. He did it. He did it. You say anything goes in a match race. Jason's trying to skate like a skateboarder on one, but he's not going to be able to catch him.
Roy, he does not need to do that. What is Mo Sanders doing? That should not count. Taking his skate off. That's ridiculous.
He wanted to argue with success or with the logic that he used. And look at this man go flying. Can she get through there? Oh, she held him up long enough for Kanemak to go underneath. Call off the jam, and that was a great example and illustration of team. And now goes up high on the track to pick up a whole bunch of points. Sneaks down low and calls it off. That's skating. That's tremendous skating by Jennifer Matthews.
You know what, though? Jenny Matthews, the great move she did. She stole the leg whip from the Quakes just did. Great move by Jenny Matthews.
4 hot dice points. The Quakes did get 1. The fight continues. Kanemak and Matthews finally going at it for Jason McDaniel, though, because he lost his jammer's belt to Mo Sanders.
And it just got worse.
He just went down. He have enough to whip Slopey through there. Yes, underneath he goes, and then ducks under him to avoid the punishment.
I mean, it just seems so much more vicious than regular pro wrestling. Lord Zed says, Bruce, did you see Rollerball with James Caan? Well, more importantly, did you see Rollerball with, was it Kevin Kline? The 2002 version, Chris Klein, whatever. Calvin Klein, Kevin Klein, Chris Klein. Chris Klein, Jean Reno, and LL Cool J. I mean, this is one heck of a film. I mean, wow. Rebecca Romaine Stamos was in it, too. Rollerball 2002 edition. I mean, can anybody think of a better movie? I mean, wow. This was truly an epic film here. Who remembers this one? LL Cool J turning in quite the performance. Justin Johnson says it's lacking Seagal. Yeah, it really did need Seagal. That would have taken it over the top. Oh, man. It is truly incredible. It is truly incredible. Alright, let's get back to the madness here.
Inflicts the punishment on Weber and Davidson. I think he's by like it's nothing, and then gives him the rail biter. Wow! Skates on the rail, and now McDaniel's taking it out on the track.
Man, you can tell he has some anger built up. He lost the belt, he lost his sister, and now he's taking it out on the Quakes.
Well, he and Weber have always been a tremendous chest-to-chest. With one jam left to go, he turns around and takes 2 of them down. That'll enable Slopey to need it. He's a jammer. If he can get through there, collision with Weber. Takes Weber over the rail, and Atkinson lands on top of him. Slopey skates the rail and gets 5 points. What a great play by Eric Slopey to win it.
And oh, that
you've never seen before, and we just did. Slopey skates the rail, jumps off, and gets the game-winning point. Tremendous job by Eric Slopey. Thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. Remember, it's trash night. Take your can out. 24-19, the Quakes win.
Oh, yeah! How do I get my steak out of your ass?
Oh man, that promo was better than anything from Pro Wrestling Today. Justin says, could you imagine Seagal's Aikido mixed with real... Yeah, it would truly be epic. I mean, wow. Wow, we totally need to crowdfund Seagal for the Yeti movie and the Roller Jam movie. Yeah, imagine $100 million blockbuster with Seagal in a Roller Jam epic. Tweak asks, Bruce, have you ever seen the C-movie series called Penitentiary? It's 80s fight movies. That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't remember it being any good, though, because I remember the name and some grainy video, probably VHSs. Or it was on at like 3 a.m. on some channel. Yeah, it sounds vaguely familiar. So, let's go to another clip, Roller Jam. They actually had special events a la pro wrestling. I don't remember seeing this at all. I don't know how parents would feel about their children watching something like this. But the same sentiment existed with most of pro wrestling throughout the late 90s, early 2000s. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on in this clip here.
So to meet him right now. And the first one out in an evening gown is Stacy Blitch. You remember what happened last time there were women in evening gowns down in the infield, don't you?
That's right. We were in Las Vegas and it turned into bedlam. There wasn't much of an evening gown left on anybody. Hopefully we'll have a repeat performance of that night, Rory.
Denise Loden, resplendent in her black outfit, which she shows a little leg to the paying customers. That's nice of her, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, a little garter belt action. A couple of the wives just covered their husbands' eyes. And this is going to be quite a match race, I'll tell you. Shea Brown comes down in white. She looks absolutely stunning. They all do, let's face it. And Amy Craig, who should have no trouble out-racing the others, and she's dressed up in red.
And she won the fastest jammer competition fairly easily, Rory. A lot of times if you have to do it twice, you run the risk of either being beaten up. I think she might just be warmed up.
Well, she looks good enough to take downtown, doesn't she? Here comes Lindsay Francis. Lindsay in a little orange ensemble. We'll find out after this commercial break who wins the evening gown strip-off and who has the most clothes left at the end. It's kind of one and the same, actually. We'll be right back.
All right, fans, if you have a pulse, if blood runs through your veins, you are going to love what you're about to see. 5 laps, the evening gown strip-off competition. The rules are pretty simple. The girls will skate 5 laps. When they are finished with their 5th lap, they will come into the infield. The winner is the one who's wearing the most after 5 laps, which means there's going to be a lot of clothes being pulled off during this evening gown strip-off. We got Lindsay Francis, Amy Craig, Stacy Blitz, Shea Brown, and of course Denise Loden of the Riot. And this promises to be one of the most exciting 5-lap. All right, Scott Smith. We see you coming onto the track with some flowers. Wait, I don't think you're one of the competitors in this, Scott Smith. What are you doing out here with the flowers?
See, Denny,
It's taken me a long time to find a woman of such caliber, but I've decided that this evening there are to be no more secrets in the WSL. Lindsay Francis, will you marry me?
I don't know what to say. Yes, thank you.
This is unbelievable! He's got a diamond ring!
You know, it'd be interesting if there was a gemstone there that revealed her fidelity or infidelity. Just from going back from the gemstones we were talking about earlier and this ritual of proposing. But, I mean, Flap-Off says engagement jam. Oh, man. Okay. So, did everybody see some of those little kids in the front row? Like, imagine you're a parent and you brought your kids to Roller Jam and this is what's going on.
Look at Scott taking the ring out, a beautiful diamond ring. Shea Brown giving Lindsay a hug.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say. Yes, Scott.
You know, you have to wonder right now whether or not Scott Smith is doing this to avoid deportation.
To Lindsay Francis, she accepted. Unbelievable surprise here right before the evening gown strip off. Rory and Hawk, can you believe this?
No, I can't.
I guess she's Lindsay Smith.
Not yet, thank God. I wonder which funeral he went to pick those up off the ground. Well, here we go. This is right up your alley, Lee.
Oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. He asked if we had a pulse. I just pulsed all over myself.
They're still going to knock each other around. One of the goals is to take off the clothes.
Good for them.
Whoever has the most on at the end wins. After 5 laps, they'll go into the penalty box area and see who's wearing the most clothes. Certainly sounds like a good premise to me.
Absolutely. Oh, what you doing? Stacy Blitz takes down the whole crew all on two.
Okay, I don't even care about the nature of this race. That backflip on rollerblades was kinda awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's just madness.
Certainly sounds like a good premise to me.
What the heck? Oh, that's so cool. And she did it for no reason. It looks like she did it for no reason at all. Like some kind of kung fu movie where it's just showing off. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was trying to time the blades to smash somebody in the face. But it looks like she did it for no reason. Just random energy expenditure. And then bam, shoulder check. What a check. Look at that. I mean, wow. That could have broken some arms right there.
Stacy Blitz takes down the whole crew all on Tim Washington.
Yeah, but she didn't get Shea Brown, and Brown is skating around pretty much unbothered. Well, look at what Denise Loden has on, or doesn't have on. Craig and Lindsay Francis. I had a dream like this once. When I first got this job, I thought maybe that's what will happen, and now look.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I'll say it again.
A lot of different colors out there. I see Amy Craig looks mighty nice in red. I have no idea how many laps are left.
Who cares? Let them go all day.
Stacy Blitz trying to get her top on. There's Denise. I don't think she's winning at the moment if the object is to have the most clothes on. Shea Brown streaking around the track. This is setting new records for lack of uniform, I'll tell you.
Well, Shea Brown's putting some back on. That's got to be against the rules, at least in my book.
She's more intent on winning this thing than the others seem to be.
They're going the wrong way.
Doesn't matter. Now Sean Corbett says, no, wait, you can't go that way. So Loden turns around and says, all right, I'll go the other way then.
So how many laps have they made? I'm not sure if they're on 4 or 5, Warren.
I don't know. I have no idea. Amy Craig and Denise Loden, they're teammates, and they're holding each other's hands as they cross the line. Francis and Blitch are still battling each other. Stacy Blitch gets into that infield and grabs those flowers and hits Lindsey Francis over the head. Boy, that must really hurt to get hit over the head with flowers.
Let's go. Get in the box.
Well, now they'll all go into that little pen, and we'll see who has on the most clothes. Can I go? You can watch from here. If glitter counts, Amy Craig wins. Who gets to actually decide who's wearing what? Well, Broadway Danny Wolf is going to take a closer look. Broadway, this is the greatest moment of your career.
You know what? You're right. I love this job. Right now, very close. Shane, get in here. You all finished your 5 laps. Most of you are not wearing too much right now. I guess we're going to have to go to the crowd, and we're going to ask you, who do you think won? We're going to go by each girl here. First of all, you see what they're all not wearing right now. But by applause, remember, the winner is who is left with the most clothing. So let's be honest here. How many of you think Denise Loden won? That little move there with the butt didn't persuade the crowd too much. Hey, how many of you think Lindsey Francis won? All right, how about Stacy Blitch? Okay, let's go. How many of you think Amy Craig was the winner? And last but not least, how many think Shane Brown won? You know what, folks? That's it, the winner of the evening gown strip.
Alright, see you next time, Brittany. Alright, look at these. It's kind of weird. Like, some of these parents are actually smiling and laughing. Like, why is this random woman so happy that she's bringing her kids to watch this? The ones on the bottom right here. This older woman's expression says it all. She's like, WTF. And I don't know if that's her daughter. And she's kind of thinking, why did I come here? And then who's this kid? Oh, this is an older guy. He seems very passionate about who's going to be the winner. This old guy also is kind of thinking, why did I bring my kids here? Is that Bill Gates? And that looks like his daughter's there with him. And she's laughing. And look at this kid. This kid's like, what is going on here? And then his younger brother's also like, what is this? Oh, man. Oh, man. And look at this guy. This guy's straight up grimacing. This random old guy seems kind of happy. Wow. Wow. Yeah, pretty weird stuff similar to pro wrestling crowds.
Of the evening gown strip of Shea Brown of the hauntings. Congratulations, Shea.
Thank you.
Wow, you have the most clothes on. I'm sure you're very proud. Denise Loden, right now you're asking for mic time.
Yeah, I think, Danny, once and for all, that this race proved that not only are the women of the WSL strong and beautiful, but we got class, too.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot of class. Huh, Rory? A lot of class. Back to you guys.
Well, there's no question about that. That's just what I was thinking. What a classy event.
That's what we're all about here at the World Skating and Roller Jam is class, especially me, Lee the Hawk Airman.
Something Shea Brown can tell her grandchildren about. The quad race is coming up next.
something she could tell her grandchildren about. Oh man. Oh man, this is Roller Jam. This is crazy stuff. Alright, we'll go over one more clip here. And then we'll probably have to call it for this All Hallows Eve. Let me try to find a nice clip to round this episode out. I mean, this is just such a crazy show. I mean, wow. It's just so vicious, and oh man. Alright, this episode's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna go over a whole episode, though. Why is this so entertaining? I mean, I can't really figure it out. It's just endlessly entertaining. Actually, let's see here. This is, I believe, actually, I do have a Halloween episode here. But, yeah, doesn't look like there's anything Halloweenish in it. Yeah, doesn't look like there's anything Halloween related. Okay, so let's see here. So there was another show called Roller Games, and not Roller Jam. Wow, this is totally bonkers. Alright, hold on. Who's familiar with Roller Games? So this was a precursor to Roller Jam. This was 1989. Alright, hold on. We definitely gotta get into this. We have to get into this. Okay, wow. Yeah, I'm finding some crazy, crazy stuff here. So it's basically Roller Jam's 80s style. So let's see what this is all about. Just give me a little bit of time. I'll get this going. Wow, what a Halloween. What a Halloween. Flat Bob says, how many hours of this do you have, Bruce? Flat Bob, what do you think? A comprehensive individual like myself. Several hundred hours, my friend. Several hundred hours. We're gonna have to do a whole Roller Jam playlist where we go over all of this. Because this is definitely the most entertaining, sport-ish event I've ever seen. Flat Pop says it's so entertaining because there is nothing else like it. Okay, Evols QQNQ. I know you keep getting on my case because it's just your name upside down or reversed or whatever, but I just can't read it. Planned my first date with my wife on Halloween 12 years ago. Been together ever since and happily married for over 8 years now. So, happy planned happy anniversary of your planned first date. Matari Sensei, Bruce, have you watched the Trump Rogan podcast? Do you think it symbolizes anything about our current society? I have my own theories. I skipped through it. I still have to finish it. I didn't finish the end of it. Flapop says, that is awesome. I am so down for a season of mind-shocking roller jam. And Justin Johnson says, I don't know what it is, but I love it. Yeah, this is crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. Yeah, I didn't even know about this. I'm just finding more and more stuff from the 80s and 90s. I mean, it truly is. I mean, if roller jam isn't peak humanity, I don't know what is. I mean, this is peak human entertainment, is it not? I mean, what is more entertaining than people on roller skates body slamming each other and hitting each other with chairs? I mean, you could say for pro wrestling, what's more entertaining than people body slamming and hitting each other with chairs? People rollerblading and doing it. I mean, what a brilliant concept. I mean, I don't know how this wasn't a $1 trillion industry the world over. I mean, I really don't know. It boggles the mind. It's mind-shocking how this didn't become bigger than football, bigger than soccer, bigger than any sport out there. I mean, it's bigger than every sport put together. Is it not more entertaining than every other sport, not just let alone, but put together? I mean, this level of entertainment has not been seen before or since. And it's not even close. I mean, I can't think of a close second to entertainment value regarding roller jam. So yeah, I'm going to put on the screen now Roller Games, the 1980s precursor to roller jam. And the entertainment factor is off the charts, just like roller jam. Flap Bob says, if this is the circus and peanuts, then I'll be a slave. Matari Sensei says superior television. Justin Johnson says needs loose attack dogs. It needs more martial arts. I mean, it really does need Seagal rollerblading in there, snapping everybody's wrists while all of this is going on. Seagal in pro wrestling would have been pretty epic as well. Yeah, this was actually remastered in high def, believe it or not, unlike the 90s roller jam. The 80s version, believe it or not, I got a remastered high-def copy here coming to your screen in about 20 seconds. Just bear with me here. What a way to spend Halloween. Roller jam Halloween. I mean, every holiday is good for roller jam, right? I mean, roller jam is going to become a staple of every holiday now.
Roller Games, where tonight Bad Attitudes taking on Hot Flash. Will the Monster Man sabotage Kahuna on the Wall of Death? Can Sly Fox find a new hairdresser? Will Ms. Georgia Huss meet her match before she becomes Gator Beats?
Okay, so maybe no attack dogs, but we got gators? They're throwing in alligators into this. I mean... I mean, this level of madness, I don't think it's... this is truly something incredible.
And hello again, everyone, from the Super Roller Dome. With David Sams, I'm Chuck Underwood, to witness tonight what might be the first mismatch of the season. Bad Attitude and Hot Flash.
Well, you know, normally, Chuck, I would say that the Bad Attitudes would just cream these guys. But the bottom line is that the Monster Man is somewhat handicapped this week simply because last week, Monster Man caught a case of the big chill from the icebox when the box used his now famous deep freeze play on him. There it is right there. I talked to the Monster Man just a couple of days ago, Chuck, and he told me that he was still trying to defrost.
Well, now entering the dome and dressed in a color that'll blister the eyeball is Hot Flash with its manager, the well-fed Juan Valdez Lopez, to whom life is a banquet, literally.
No doubt about it, he is an established international playboy, a millionaire many times over. And you know, Chuck, some people Trump. He's been dubbed El Fabuloso because of the lavish parties that he throws on his yacht.
A good time tonight with Hollywood Hot Flash. The team members are fun.
Now for the rules of roller games. 4 periods between skaters. The men will start the first period. The ladies skate periods 2 and 3, and the men come back in the 4th. Only the guys in the helmets can score. They're called the jetters. On this first lap, they have to pass all opposing players and then head up the jetway. That's Bulldog Scott Casto getting in the 2-point range. Likewise, Kahuna, Jerry Reese behind him. And over the jet jump, they also get 2 points. Now they go for individual players. They'll try to pass opponents, and here's where the rear blockers are key. Oh. Number 1 is the Monster Man, Bernie Jackson. It's his job to prevent Kahuna from passing. But at first lap, they weave through. Gets some help from the Monster Man, and he's now going to coattail the Monster Man quickly around those pink jerseys, and he stops the cycle by tapping his head. Now he's trying to catch up.
Points over that 12-foot marker and 2 points behind it. And if you just land safely...
2 and 2 on the wall, and 2 points and 2 points on the jump.
I don't know, that was a close one. I think he got the 6.
Futura tried to get around the Monster Man. Excellent rear blocker. That's Kahuna Jerry Reese dropping Ninja, and Ninja struggling to get back up. Now down. Meanwhile, up high on the wall of death is Jerry Reese.
Van Gelder, has the commission decided whether you'll be taken off the team?
No, they haven't decided yet.
Are you going to be split up?
Hopefully not. I mean, we've tried so hard all our lives to be on the T-Birds, and apparently that the
his own mind.
Wait till you get a load of us, huh?
In one's team Hot Flash, everybody is a star. Tight, bright, exciting. Hot Flash is on fire. On the track and off the track, there is nothing that these players lack. They're totally on fire.
Hot Flash.
This team is pumped up and dressed to kill and spill. They give their opponents a workout they'll never forget. Hot action, hot stuff, Hot Flash. T-Bird twins. I can't.
Wall performance by Hot Rod Christopher of very close game. 3 steps above that top line, so both ladies get only 2 points on the wall and 2 on the jump. Hot Rod tries to nail Irish Mary, but gets it in return. She's on the concrete. That's the Latin Spitfire, Patsy Delgado, for a second time, and now a third time, dropping Irish Mary, who says surely there has to be an alternate route. Down for the 4th time. Clock running down in the cycle, and the Latin Spitfire.
Up here, you know better now. Listen up.
Right behind is Juan Valdez Lopez.
He's registered a but look at the league now. If you
Here's DC Getchell with Rock and Roller Game.
I mean, how spectacular is this? I mean, they even have music performances in roller games. I mean, this is totally unprecedented. I mean, the entertainment factor here is just absolutely off the charts. I mean, everybody's having a good time. Welcome, Shifty Eyes Shady. Matari Sensei said, and people ask when America was great. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, look how much fun people are having here. I mean, they're having more fun here than at pro wrestling events. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is a party. This is a party. You got this guy with a horseshoe ponytail haircut. Interesting combo. Everybody's dancing and having a good time. Justin Johnson says it's infectious. Oh, he's going into the crowd to sing now. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, just this level of insanity here. The ferociousness. It's kind of interesting to watch this because this is 1989. This is the precursor to Roller Jam. So this is they're on roller skates, not roller blades. And we got the roller motion replay. I mean, look how advanced, look how ahead of their time they are. Once again, this is Roller Games, the epic precursor to Roller Jam. Roller Jam definitely has more pile drivers, more chair shots, and all this craziness. This is just sheer savage. This is more of a basic type of savagery. Although she just randomly kicked that lady in the back. That's wild. What's going on with these gators? Gator update. Yeah, let me put the sound on here.
As we saw just a couple of weeks ago in sudden death overtime, a devastating blow by the T-Birds when the Violators, Gator Skater, knocked the T-Bird Gator Skater into the alligator pit and brought a new definition to sudden death overtime, and it was devastating.
Well, and that was the overtime that really fanned the flames of this controversy. Should alligators be included in this sport or not? The rules in roller games are normally made by the managers of the 6 teams, and on this issue, it's a divided house. The 3 on top favor the use of the Gators. Those on the bottom do not like their inclusion. And the keeper of the Gators is that fellow, Animal, with whom David spoke.
Animal, the alligator controversy continues. Now they're telling me that you should take your alligators back to the jungle.
And I don't understand what all this is all about. The alligators, my pets, which I treat with respect, and I think everybody else should as well. That's all I'm asking for. But they've been called man-eating, vicious beasts. They've been called this, they've been called that, which is not true. I don't understand what it's all about, and they're my pets. I care about it. If this goes on, I will just take them back to the jungle, and that will be it.
Well, back live in the Dome, should tonight's game end in a tie, the Gators would be brought out in a sudden death overtime.
Wait a minute. What are they doing down there? It's Guru Draw the Maniacs and the Violators.
I mean, even in the WWF, they didn't have gator pits. I mean, this is one of the most pressing issues, whether or not there should be a sudden death gator pit in Roller Jam. Oh, man, this is crazy. And then look at these characters here. You have some kind of weird Sheik or Indian guru next to a biker? Next to some American biker. I mean, the juxtaposition of characters here. I mean, even pro wrestling didn't have anything quite like this. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And you have this huge fat guy, kind of looking like John Candy from The Great Outdoors. I mean, this is truly epic 80s. Matari Sensei says, imagine the budget on this. What is the budget of this? I mean, you have music performances. You have all these athletes. You have gator pits. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, wow. Not to mention, like, how much does the medical insurance cost on something like this? Oh, yeah, Truth Trollette saying cheerleaders, too. Yeah, you have cheerleaders and dancers. Oh, man, what a vicious leg drop. With the skates, too. And the cheerleaders love it. The cheerleaders are loving every second of pain. Oh, man. That's vicious. The level of viciousness here, I mean, it's this guy's about to fight the ref. That'd be interesting. Oh, he gets put in a cage? Wait a second. Timeouts are in a cage? What the heck? What is this show? Man, I thought Roller Jam was good. I mean, wow, Roller Games is even more epic. Oh, man. Truth Trollette says Pepsi sponsorship looks like it and more. Wait, so timeouts are in these giant cages? Yeah, and how much does the set design cost? Like the production cost of just the set design? I mean, this is truly an incredible sports show. I mean, I don't know if there can be a greater sports show than Roller Jam, aka Roller Games as the precursor here. Oh, man. Totally missed everybody there. I mean, these guys are absolute loons. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, let's get some volume for the outro here.
Devastating blow to the Hot Flash team. They've worked so hard tonight.
And Georgia Haas is smiling. How rarely you'll see that.
I hate that woman.
In an extraordinary comeback, Bad Attitude, which trailed by 21, ends up defeating Hot Flash 118 to 116. So now we turn our attention off the track. Will Georgia Haas be able to prevent Ralphie Valadares from skating? And can she split up the T-Bird twins? Here's David.
So, one, how do you feel about this controversy surrounding the league right now? A major controversy, the twins and Ralphie.
It is very unfortunate for Senor Rafael. Rafael is a very respected man in this business and in other circles. What is happening with the twins, that is disgraceful. I do not see why this woman would do these kind of actions. You know what I mean?
I think I do know what you mean.
Hey, wait a minute now. I want to tell you something. There are 6 teams in this league. I have 3. I only need 1 more to take care of all of this.
I don't think you're going to get his support.
I am sure I will get his support because somewhere in those bylaws, Mr. Juan Valdez Lopez, it states there will be no foreign managers in this league. Have you got it? You take that to the bank, Buster, and you think about it a while, and I will be back with you.
Something to think about, Juan. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, David. So Georgia now is threatening blackmail to get a much-needed vote. Egads, what next? Perhaps we'll learn next week.
So you guys want a whole playlist of this stuff? I mean, how epic was that? I think we all learned something tonight. I think we all learned about the epic 80s greatness of roller games, the precursor to roller jam. I mean, this kind of epic greatness. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, the production value is just off the charts. The entertainment value, off the charts. And apparently music performances were actually a staple of roller games as well. They had like a lot of performers. I mean, just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff. I mean, I don't know how I didn't know about this. But who's a fan of Lita Ford? Here, let's do one more musical number here to round this special Halloween episode out. We'll do Lita Ford's performance on Roller Games 1989. A level of epic greatness when America was great indeed. Flat Bob says, I need this in my life. And Truth Trollette says, pretty please. Heracles said, I had a poster of Lita Ford? No way. That's crazy. Wow. Well, you're really gonna like this video then, my friends. We're gonna round out the special Halloween episode with some Lita Ford on the epic Roller Games sports broadcast.
Here's Lita Ford with Kiss Me Deadly.
I didn't get mad, I got in a fight. It ain't no big thing. everything. I went to a party last Saturday night. I told you that story, it'd be alright. It ain't no big thing, but I know what I like. I know I like dancing with you, and I know what you like. I know you like dancing with me. Yeah, yeah. Kiss me once, kiss me twice. Come on, pretty baby, kiss me deadly. Had a few beers, getting high, sitting watching the time go by. It ain't no big thing. Nothing to eat and no TV. Looking in the mirror, don't get it from me. It ain't no big thing, but I know what I like. I know I like dancing with you, and I know what you like. I know you like dancing with me. Oh yeah. Kiss me once, kiss me twice. Come on, pretty baby, kiss me deadly. Kiss me once, kiss me twice. Come on, pretty baby, kiss me deadly. You know I like dancing with you, dancing with you. Come on, kiss me once, kiss me twice.
And obviously nothing but fair use up in here with all this fair use. But notice how much fun they're all having. I mean, not only do they not make music like they used to, but just look at the fun. And is there a greater sport than roller jam? You have music performances from all-time greats. I mean, look at that kid. He's rocking out. You have music performances from all-time greats. You have an unprecedented level of vicious violence. I mean, you have cheerleaders. You have off-the-charts production value for a roller jam type show. I mean, is there anything better than this in the history of sport and entertainment? I mean, the Bruce McGuire channel might have to be completely rebranded to cover roller jam. We might not have time to cover anything other than roller jam between all of these music performances and everything else. We might not have time for anything else at all. So, there you have it, people. Hope everybody enjoyed a special Halloween edition of the Mindshock podcast. Roller jam, always on the agenda. we might have to make it a point to cover roller jam content each and every live from now on. Flat Bob says the greatest show on the internet, bar none, Mindshock. Thanks for all the support. If you want to continue to support Mindshock, where logic and reason rule the day, and a whole lot of fun. You don't see that kind of fun anymore. I mean, just on any look at any sports game, any pro wrestling show, you're not going to find anything near the levels of fun and energy that we just witnessed tonight. You can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Have a good night, everybody.